Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am truly pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. We're here to support your professional growth in this incredible industry, and today we're going to dive deep into a topic that's at the very heart of it all: understanding the modern guest. So let's start with a really powerful idea. The first thing you absolutely have to grasp is that the ground has completely shifted beneath our feet. The standard for what makes a great stay is no longer set by the hotel down the street. No, it's now being set by every other amazing experience a guest has. Think about it: the seamless one-click checkout they had online, the perfect movie recommendation from their streaming service, the instant convenience of their favorite app. That is your new competition.
All right, so to really get a handle on this new world, we're going to break our discussion down into 4 key areas. First up, we'll explore what we're calling the new hospitality battlefield. Then, we'll get into the digital demand, which is just reshaping everything. After that, we'll talk about the human connection, why it's maybe more important than ever. And finally, we'll wrap up with the trust imperative, which is really the foundation for all of it. Okay, let's jump right into our first section, the new hospitality battlefield. And, we're calling it a battlefield for a reason. The old ways of doing things, the old rules of engagement, they just don't guarantee success anymore. Having a great reputation yesterday doesn't mean you'll win today.
What's so fascinating is how much the basics have evolved. It really wasn't that long ago that the main promise to a guest was pretty simple. We'll give you a clean room and our staff will be polite. And that was enough. But today's guest, they walk in the door with a whole different set of expectations. They want personalization. They expect it. They value speed, sometimes more than anything else. They're looking for a real emotional connection. And boy, they can spot a fake, inauthentic experience from a mile away.
And that leads us perfectly into our second section, the digital demand. Now, this is really critical to understand. Technology isn't just some shiny add-on or a nice-to-have feature. You have to think of it as the core engine. It's the fundamental enabler for meeting almost all of those modern expectations we just talked about.
And right at the heart of this digital demand is this one central desire: hyper-personalization. And listen, we're not just talking about putting someone's first name in an email. This goes so much deeper. It's about using data, like what they ordered for dinner last time, or that they always ask for a room on a high floor, to truly tailor their entire experience. Imagine a guest walks in and you're ready with their favorite drink. That creates such a powerful emotional connection. It sends a clear message: we see you, we remember you, and we value you.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it means your guests are expecting instant access and speed. Long lines at the front desk just won't cut it anymore. They want seamless transactions, just as easy as buying something online. And they want total digital control over their stay. Everything from changing the room temperature to ordering more towels, and they want to do it all from the phone that's right in their pocket.
And this slide really highlights a crucial point. Guests do not see your hotel as a bunch of separate departments. Front office over here, housekeeping over there, F&B down the hall. No, they see one single unified experience. And if there's a breakdown at any point in this journey, from the moment they first click on your website to the survey they get after they leave, it can disrupt their entire perception of your brand. The whole journey has to feel seamless. Now, this brings us to a really interesting turning point, our third section, the human connection. Because for all the amazing things that technology can do to deliver speed and personalization, there is a point where the tech ends and something uniquely human has to take over. And that right there is where you can truly stand out from the competition. Just think about that for a second. Empathy is the new luxury. In an age where everything is becoming automated, genuine human empathy has become the ultimate premium experience. Your guests aren't just buying a bed for the night. They're buying a feeling, a memory. And that feeling is delivered through emotional intelligence, the ability to show real warmth, understanding, and care.
So how do we actually do this? Well, it's often in the small but incredibly powerful gestures. It's remembering that a guest is there celebrating their anniversary. It's about offering those authentic local tips that you can't find in a guidebook. It's anticipating an unspoken need, like having a bottle of water ready for someone who just got off a long flight. It's about having cultural intelligence and making every single person feel welcome and seen. These are the moments that build fierce loyalty, the kind of loyalty that technology alone just can't create.
So, the bottom line is this: technology and systems, they provide the backbone, the support. But it is your people, your team, that will ultimately define the guest's experience. This means your staff have to be empowered to be proactive, not just to fix problems when they happen,
but to anticipate needs and create those little moments of delight. That kind of proactive service, that's the hallmark of truly exceptional hospitality.
All right, let's move into our final section, and this one is the bedrock for everything else we've talked about. We're calling it the trust imperative. This is the absolute, non-negotiable foundation that the entire guest relationship is built on. If you don't have trust, believe me, everything else will eventually fall apart.
This table breaks it down perfectly. Trust is really built on 4 key pillars. First, you've got transparency. Guests expect clear, honest communication. No hidden fees, no nasty surprises at checkout. Then there's security. They're trusting you with their personal data and their safety. That trust has to be absolute. Third is consistency. They need to know they can rely on a certain standard of quality every single time they stay with you. And finally, flexibility. Life happens. Plans change. Guests need to know you have fair and reasonable policies.
And of course, in today's digital world, trust isn't just between you and the guest anymore. It's broadcast to a global audience. Your online reputation built on reviews, ratings, social media comments is now every bit as real and important as your physical building. Your digital front door matters just as much as your real one.
So, to wrap things up, we need to pull all of these ideas together into one big concept, the holistic journey. We just can't think in our separate little silos anymore. We have to learn to see the entire guest experience through their eyes, from start to finish.
So, as the future leaders of this industry, here's what I want you to take away from our time together. First, remember you're competing on the entire service experience, not just against other hotels. Second, use data to create amazing personalization, but always deliver it with a human touch. Third, never forget that empathy and emotional connection are your most powerful differentiators. Fourth, trust is everything. It's the non-negotiable foundation for loyalty. And finally, you must adopt that holistic view of the guest journey, from their very first click all the way to their final review.
So I'll leave you with one final question to think about as you continue your studies. We know that AI is only going to get better and better at perfecting personalization and efficiency, at a scale we can hardly even imagine right now. So the big question for all of you is this. What will be the ultimate, the most essential role for the human professional in the art of hospitality? That's something for you to figure out. Thank you.